The back doors of Westminster Hall. You're watching BBC News.
King Charles and the Prince of Wales greet mourners queuing for hours to see the Queen's lying in state. They thank those waiting through the night to get into Westminster Hall before the state funeral on Monday.
Well, you look well dressed for it. Good trainers.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, it means an awful lot you are here. It really does. Thank you so much.
The accessible queue has now closed, and there's a warning the general queue will shut well before the funeral service. The line currently stretches back 5 miles. Next week, the Queen's coffin will be transferred to Westminster Abbey for her funeral, led by the Dean of Westminster.
Right at the heart of this is a family funeral. We mustn't forget that. Deeply personal and a very difficult thing for a family to navigate. But this is also a celebration of a quite extraordinary life.
This evening, the Queen's 8 grandchildren, including Princes William and Harry, will hold a vigil by their grandmother's coffin. Also on the programme, Ukraine says more Western weaponry is needed to beat the Russians as bodies are recovered from a mass burial site newly liberated in northeastern Ukraine. Hundreds protest outside New Scotland Yard over the shooting dead of the unarmed black man, Chris Cabba. And football pays tribute to the Queen in the first full weekend of fixtures since her death. Good afternoon. The King and the Prince of Wales have been meeting members of the public queuing in London to see the Queen's lying in state. They thank those waiting through the night to get into Westminster Hall before the state funeral on Monday. Others hoping to pay their respects have been warned the general queue could be closed again today if there are too many people. The waiting time is currently around 11 hours, with long lines stretching 5 miles along the River Thames to Southwark Park. This evening in Westminster Hall, the Queen's 8 grandchildren, including Princes William and Harry, will hold a vigil by the coffin. With more on the day's events, here's our royal correspondent, Nicholas Witchell.